So in this second video on scientific notation, I'm going to talk about a couple of operations with scientific notation. So we'll do multiplication and division. And the big idea here is that you can definitely, and I'll show you how to do this, I'll show you how to type this in onto your calculator so you can get the right answer really quickly, which is a valuable skill on its own. Another valuable skill on its own, though, is to be able to show your work and check your work for this sort of problem. So will be the way that I'm showing you now is the way that I expect you to show your work for this kind of problem, as well as getting the right answer. So good general math, science guidelines are to show your work, and we'll continue that here. So we'll do multiplication first. We've got this term multiplied by this term. And so because of the commutative property in algebra, basically, which means A times B is equal to B times A. So the order that you multiply doesn't matter. So we can rewrite this so we can have the two coefficients together, and then we can have the bases together as well. So we can just kind of rearrange this. It's basically the same thing as this. The order that we're multiplying isn't going to matter. And you could do this on your calculator, it'll be the same, you get the same answer. But we're showing our work, which is important as well as fun. So we've got this first little sum to do. So that times 3 is 15.9. And we'll work with some exponent rules from algebra. We can add these exponents because we've got the same base, 10 and 10, so we can add the exponents. In your notes, I'll provide you with some exponent rules, so just being able to go back and check those is really good practice. So don't need to memorize that necessarily right now, but just know that it's an exponent rule from algebra, and we'll be using it because it's nice and convenient. So what I'm going to do here is add the two exponents together because the base is the same. So that's going to give me 15.9 times 10 to the power of 8. So you'll notice that this isn't in the scientific notation form that we've looked at. 15.9 is outside, is bigger than 10, so we've got to make it between 1 and 10. So I'm going to move the decimal one more place, so that'll give me 1.59, and that's going to make this exponent go up 1. So that would be my answer. So as well as being able to show your work, definitely check it on the calculator. I'll show you how to get this typed in on your calculator if you need that. Let's do division next. We've got two scientific notation expressions that we're going to deal with. We're going to apply another exponent rule because we've got the same base here and here. So what I'm going to do is split that up into two fractions. So I've got that, and I've also got this. So the rule here is that I can actually subtract these exponents. So this part, probably need a calculator for, unless you're a genius. So that gives me 0.85, let's call it, after some rounding. What I'm going to do here is subtract these exponents. So that's going to give me 10 to the power of minus 13, and that's going to subtract negative 23. So this is actually going to end up being minus 13 added to 23. So that's going to give me a power of 10. So 0.85 times 10 to the power of 10. So negative 13, that's going to end up being plus 23, which is going to end up being 10. So again, same sort of example. This is not in the scientific notation form that we've learned, so I'm going to have to rewrite this. This is less than 1. So I need it to be between 1 and 10. So I'm going to have to move the decimal one place over to give me 8.5, and that's going to make that a 9. So, just to recap, calculator, yes, definitely use it. Also, you need to show your work. Exponent rules, if you don't remember them, don't worry about it. If you, you'll always have them to go back to. We'll lay out our work for these kinds of problems in this way, using those exponent rules, which are actually kind of nice once you practice them. The big thing to watch out for with these kinds of problems with scientific notation is once you get your answer, or make sure that you're in scientific notation form, and if you aren't, then make sure you make the right adjustment. And your calculator is going to help you there. And also, we'll go through some more examples of how to look at this and just intuitively know that this is the right answer for that. And I'll show you that in class. Same idea here, applying exponent rules, and then watching out for an answer that's not in scientific notation form, and then making that adjustment as needed. So we'll be using this, more this really than more division than multiplication, but it'll definitely come up quite often. And that's that.